I declare this congregation open. Please be seated. I preside over this ceremony as Chancellor of the University, an office which is held by each Lord Mayor of Birmingham. And I am delighted to have this opportunity to participate in such a wonderful celebration of our students' achievements. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to give the opening address.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, graduands. As Vice-Chancellor of Birmingham City University, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you all to this afternoon's awards congregation. Welcome, first and foremost, to our graduating students. We are here in this very special hall to celebrate your achievements and your success to date. This is why we're all here this afternoon. But also, a special welcome to all of the partners, the family and friends who are joining us here today. Your support for our students has played a huge part in the success that we're celebrating today. Graduation has always been one of the great pleasures for me of university life. The formal traditions of graduation go back many centuries. This is why we wear all of these robes. But it is no empty ritual. Graduation is about recognizing real achievement of real people, our students, our staff, who have worked together in a learning community in our university to advance not only your personal insights and progress, but also the knowledge available to society as a whole. Like many of you, I joined Birmingham City University back in 2012 when I was appointed as Vice-Chancellor. And today we've seen together our university grow and develop dramatically over the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And the most outwardly visible symbol of that advance is the physical change that we've seen in our estates and our campuses. Even as I speak, many of my colleagues are putting the finishing touches to our new flagship building, the Curzon building in Eastside in the city centre, ready to take the new intake of students in the coming weeks as they come back and new students join us for the new academic year. And that building represents a significant milestone in realizing our vision to be truly a city university. And while you've been here, we've kept up our ambitious pace of development. We opened the state-of-the-art Parkside building in 2013. We've confirmed plans for our brand new Birmingham Conservatoire, again in the city centre, so musicians of the calibre that you've just heard will have splendid state-of-the-art facilities in the future. And of course, we've been expanding your site, City South Campus, for the School of Life Sciences and the new home for education, which will be there by 2017. And we're expanding our student accommodation, teaching spaces, and office spaces for all of our support staff. And these are all lined up for over the next few years, so a huge amount of building development. But building themselves are just bricks and mortar, glass and steel. What matters most is what happens inside these buildings, the efforts of people such as yourselves who study, learn, teach and research, and make a difference every day. And one of the highlights for me, which was about celebrating making a difference over the course of the last year, was working in partnership with our Students' Union on the Extra Mile Awards, which are all about recognizing staff and students who go that extra mile, who make that difference. And what is special about these awards is that it is students, you, who identify your fellow students, representatives, and indeed our academic staff and support staff, who you think have made that difference, who have gone that extra mile. And we received this year a record 900 nominations from our student body of people who you think are making a difference in the university, your teaching staff, the research staff, your fellow student representatives. And it was fantastic to attend the ceremony. You can read all about the details of the winners in your brochure at today's ceremony. But if I don't mind, if I can pick out 2 recipients of those awards who come from your faculty. Anne Kubin, who is Programme Director for Community Health Nursing, won the Engaging and Inspiring Teacher of the Year in our university. And Edward Freshwater, BSc Honours in Nursing, who was highly commended in the Student Academic Leader of the Year category. So well done to both of them. I'd also like to say a little bit now about another way in which our university has been making a difference. In December, our university, along with every other university in the country, was assessed for the quality of its research. The Research Excellence Framework is what it is known as, and it recognised 11 subjects here in BCU as having international significance. Twice as many BCU staff are now producing internationally recognised research compared to the previous assessment exercise back in 2008. But what excites me most of all is the fact that these latest results also judged that 90% of our research is delivering outstanding or very considerable impact externally. Impact, that is the very point of everything that we try to do here at BCU. We're driven to pursue new knowledge, not only because of its intrinsic worth, but because we want that knowledge to change the way that people do things, the way in which it can change people's lives. So all of the research we do here at BCU is applied in form and applied in nature, applied to the needs of society, applied to the needs of people, applied to the needs of organizations, applied to the needs of professional practice. We're very much about impact and applied research, and this faculty, your faculty, has been very much at the forefront of that applied knowledge. 100% of our research in the category covering allied health professions was judged to have very considerable or outstanding impact, and more than half was recognised as internationally excellent or even world-leading. A stunning and well-deserved result for a subject that was assessed for the first time in this national exercise. Our mental health research has challenged prevailing beliefs and practices and has led directly to changes in service delivery and design across the world. And the work in the Pain Research Group, meanwhile, has furthered our understanding and management of chronic pain, leading to significant improvement in patient outcomes and patient satisfaction. Our work in healthcare also extends beyond these national borders here in the UK. Your faculty has been interacting with the global healthcare community. It is very much a global industry now, and it's an essential part of furthering the understanding of best practice worldwide. That's what we're here to do as well. For example, this year, radiography students took part in an exchange with Dalhousie University in Canada, while two of our operating department practice academics delivered the first operating theatre nursing workshop in Kuwait, and they've been asked to go back and continue that work in that country. And we continue to develop a very close partnership with Vietnam in nurse training, extending the development of nurse training in that country, helping to build capacity for nurse training in Vietnam, working with Viet Duc Hospital and Nam Dinh University of Nursing within Vietnam, again contributing to their development. And this year, we announced new joint awards in nursing with the University of Mauritius, spreading our expertise, spreading our practice worldwide. But it's also our pursuit of real-world impact is very much the foundation of our curriculum. Every course now considers the importance of practice and the practical application of knowledge. We're very proud of our applied and practice-led form of higher education at BCU, and I hope you are, because we believe it's relevant to your needs. We also believe it's relevant to the needs of employers and society. We also believe it's what sets us apart from many other universities, and I hope what will set you apart now you are graduating with those broader practical skills and professional capabilities. And it's been our aim since the day you arrived here at BCU to give you the specialist skills, the knowledge valued by your particular professions, and therefore professional accreditation has been a critical part of your education. And the skills you've been developing have led you once again to some outstanding personal and team achievements across your faculty. Again, picking up some examples. Deborah Cooper, BSc in Nursing, was named Cavell Nurses Trust's Outstanding Student Nurse of the Year, the third time in 4 years that prestigious award has been granted to a BCU student. This year too, Rebecca Kidman, BSc Honours in Mental Health Nursing, was appointed one of the editors of the Student Nursing Times. And graduate Melanie Mezzi was awarded UK Radiographer of the Year in December, a fantastic achievement for one of our graduates. And in May this year, student Laura Fitzgerald was named the Nursing Times Student Nurse of the Year for Mental Health. Some fantastic achievements across the piece from your faculty. And closer to home, of course, many of you took part in the major incident simulation, which I believe was a great success, giving you and other students the opportunity to experience and prepare for real-life situations in a multi-professional team environment, as many of you will go on to working in those multi-team practices. Graduates, today is very much your day. It's a day where I hope you will reflect on your time as a student, your experiences both in your studies and, of course, in your personal life as it's developed over the last few years. It's also truly a day to celebrate the things you've learned and many of the friendships that you have made. I'm sure some of these friendships will be lifelong. And it's also a day that you must feel proud of yourselves for what you have achieved. And this is a great way to celebrate what you have achieved. It's also a day to look forward. Today is not just the end of your studies, but it's the beginning, of course, of the next chapter in your lives. And that new chapter will bring a whole set of new challenges. But I believe that we've worked hard together to make you as ready as possible to meet those challenges, equipped with the skills, the capabilities, the knowledge to navigate in what is increasingly becoming a fast-changing world. We certainly believe in you. We certainly believe that you can meet those challenges. And of course, we'll always be here for you as well. I know that many of you have already secured your first step on your particular career ladder. 90% of our graduates are in work or further study within the first 6 months of completing their courses. But if you need help from us, now or indeed in the future, remember that you continue as a BCU graduate to be very much part of BCU. And you can come back and draw on our services, our career services, our employment advisors. They continue to be there for you. You will always be part of this university. And today, indeed, you become part of an outstanding alumni association, which is making a difference across 100 countries around the world. We often hear the stories of many of our successful alumni, and you'll be hearing a little bit more about one of our alumna this year as well, later on in this ceremony. And we need to keep in touch with you to hear how your stories develop, how your success is gained over the coming years. So remember, you automatically become part of the BCU Alumni Association. It's a free membership, but go onto the website, make sure that your details are correct, because we'd love to keep in touch with you. And also it's a great way for you to keep in touch with your colleagues and fellows and see how they develop over the years. Graduates, I offer each and every one of you my warmest congratulations on today, a special day, where here we are celebrating your success. And you may not know this yet, but when you cross the stage and collect your certificate, on the top of that certificate is BCU's coat of arms with our motto, Age Quod Agis, which literally translates as do what you're doing. In other words, whatever you go out to do it with focus, with passion, and to the best of your abilities. And what we do here now is we capture this true meaning here by saying, do and believe to be the best. So as you move on to the next stage of your lives, do and be the best. Congratulations, very well done, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. I now call upon the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences, Professor Ian Blair, to commence the presentation of our award holders and on the Chancellor to receive our students.
Chancellor, as Executive Dean, I present students from the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences who have qualified for the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates. I commence by presenting candidates for the award of research degree. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled The Effect of Socio-Demographic Factors on the Incidence and Mechanisms of Childhood Burns, I present Dr. Khaled Al-Nababta. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Health Beliefs, Perceptions and Experiences of Cancer and Cancer Care Among West African Migrants in the UK, a qualitative study, I present Dr. Emmanuel Iwe. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled The Development of a Grounded Theory of Disbelief in Chronic Pain, I present Dr. Benjamin John Newton. And for the award of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Holding Children and Young People for Clinical Procedures, Moving Towards an Evidence-Based Practice, I present Dr. Andrea Christina Page. I invite Lisa Jessen to the lectern to present award holders from the School of Allied and Public Health Professions.
Postgraduate Diploma in Specialist Community Public Health Nursing, Health Visiting, Elaine Marie Gilbride. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Health and Wellbeing, Individuals and Communities, Jubida Begum. With First Class Honours, Laura Charlotte Cochrane. Abby Jade Hudson. Charlotte Lewis. With First Class Honours, Sarah Begum Malik. Atato Agnes Alangi. Chana Payne Williams. Sammy Pritchard. Fatima Rahim.
Katie Charlotte Allen.
Bachelor of Science with Honours in Health and Wellbeing Nutrition Science, Katie Charlotte Allen. Erin Anderson Howe. Roshika Bailey. Robin Bennett. Rebecca Lillian Kearns. With First Class Honours, Carolina Natalia Klimczak. Zara Mahmood. Sabrina Moyed. Balabasipo Alunde Alufan. Tabea Perez. Tapira Savanhu. Mandeep Kaur Upal. Bachelor of Science with honours in Speech and Language Therapy, with first class honours, Sorrel Ahern. Ifra Ahmed. Gemma Atfield. Jessica Barnick. Lucy Margaret Beer. With first class honours, Sophie Jane Russell-Brooke. Louise Helen Burke. With first class honours, Emma Burton. Millie Francis Burton. Laurie Beth Cole. Amy Louise Cosby. Claire Louise Cowell. Charlotte Rita Davey. Marnie Grace Dawes. Amy Elizabeth Dunk. Catherine Eastwood. Sophie Gauger. Amy Rebecca Green. Amy Elizabeth Guest. Naomi Harrison. Catherine Helen James. Angela Dawn Lawson. With first class honours, Thomas Leach. Elise Lightbody. With first class honours, Alison Mann. Charlotte Alice Martindale. Iman Morale. With first class honours, Faye Moffat. Katie Rose Mogford. Benjamin James Moore. Shaima Muqtadia. Eleanor Rose Newman. Eleanor Megan Pickford. With first class honours, Melody Iona Platford. Nicola Susan Platt. With first class honours, Justine Sarah Purdy. With first class honours, Jessica Charlotte Reagan. With first class honours, Nicole Roby. With first class honours, Rachel Rose. With first class honours, Lorraine Jacqueline Smith. Sean Wafai Smith. Jennifer Stoller. With first class honours, Ina Franziska Strachhausen. Laura Amy Taylor. With first class honours, Lisa Thomas. Susanna Rachel Wells. Molly Wood. This concludes the presentation of award holders from the School of Allied and Public Health Professions.
This completes the presentation of awards to students from the School of Allied and Public Health Professions. I'd now like to invite Helen Holder to the lectern for the first presentation of the award holders from the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work Professions.
Master of Science in Pain Management. With distinction, Tracy Patricia Grint. Postgraduate Diploma in Pain Management, Andrea Riley. With distinction, Deepa Vithlani. Postgraduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Adult Critical Care, Majasum Begum Ali. Chianan Hugh. Claire Mary Ellen Johnson. Harpreet Matharu. Charlotte Emma Simpkins. Postgraduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Neonatal Critical Care, Dawn Marie Exley. Postgraduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Paediatric Cancer Care, Geeta Carson Karavadra. Graduate Diploma in Midwifery, Glory Chima Azamuga. Lindsay Fitzgerald. Deborah Louise Genevieve Parker Hanson. Jack Andrew Newey. With distinction, Iram Sajid. Annalise Jane Webb. Graduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Adult Critical Care, Jeneline Navarrete. Maria Leia Interone Rezuelo. Graduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Burns and Plastic Surgery, Barbara Shan Spears Day. Graduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Cardiac Care, Felicity Dean Goodridge. Graduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Neonatal Critical Care, Sanjila Rani. Graduate Certificate in Dimensions in Healthcare, Trauma and Orthopaedics, Catherine Vera Olivia Starkey. Graduate Certificate in Management of Childhood Diabetes, Lydia Farai Masasha. Amy Morgan. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Dimensions in Healthcare, Shanghai Lee. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Dimensions in Healthcare, Acute Care, Kelly Louise Moore. Audrey Young. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Palliative and End-of-Life Care, Dina Bukhari. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Perioperative Practice, Sharon Hutchinson. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Mental Health Studies, Adult Mental Health, with First Class Honours, Emma Louise Brogan. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Midwifery, Nemo Ahmed Awil. Emma Jane Booth. With First Class Honours, Bethany Rose Grant. Tony Keynes. Sabrina Maria Cutrera. With First Class Honours, Emandeep Surrender Dillon. Isabel Gallego Ballester. Sherelle Alexa Humes. Sophia Khan. Kerry Ann Murphy. Natalie Ann Oates. Joanne Orme. With First Class Honours, Ashley Shaw. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing, RN, Jason Jafe Jarrett. Soraya Hazel Roberts. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing, Adult, Khadija Addo. Tulalu Juliet Adiko. Ifra Ahmed. Nazreen Akhtar. Seika Akhtar. Serena Ashington. Kamisha Atkinson. Jeanette Taylor Badil. With First Class Honours, Philippa Louise Barton. With First Class Honours, Catherine Beatty. Sophie Jane Beenham. Rosina Begum. Robert Charles Bell. Lavine Bennett. With First Class Honours, Kelly Bergin. Kim Binnell. With First Class Honours, Louise Dawn Buster. With First Class Honours, Luke Breakwell. Alice Wangi Brown. Lindsay Jane Broxton. Georgina Bufton. Gillian Bull. Michelle Burke. With First Class Honours, Laura Cayley. With First Class Honours, Charlotte Coldrick. Diane Joanna Cole. Tess Coley. Karen Cummins Harris. Hannah Dawkins. Polita Porras Stimson. Patience Domingos. With First Class Honours, Patrick Donaghy. Donna Louise Dugan. Melissa Dyson. With first class honours, Charlotte Sarah Etches. With first class honours, Queen Famasudo. Rebecca Ann Firkins. With first class honours, Kaylee May Geary. Hannah Gibson. With first class honours, Fortunate Gona. Sophie Louise Gray. Jacqueline Green. Joanne Louise Grice. Natalie Ann Hall. Rebecca Hamill. With first class honours, Natalie Kate Harrison. Terry Louise Herbert. With first class honours, Rachel Ann Halili. Taylor Mabel Holwell. With first class honours, Susan Helen Howells. Ayan Hury. Oher Owata. Sharanjit Jabal. Sophie Jackson. With first class honours, Rajpinder Kaur. Alice Kennedy. With first class honours, Seema Khan. With first class honours, Bethan Kings. Patricia Mabel Kudwa. Sheila Limbu. Neil McCatlang. Michelle Karen McKee. Melissa Mahon. Pressia Mayer. Leah Moret. Rambitsai Auxilia Marira. Emily Massey. With first class honours, Kerry Alexandra McCormick. With first class honours, Rosanna Claire Miller. Tafika Ahmed Mohammed. Tracy Ann Mooney. With first class honours, Danny Morris Spence. Helen Billy Jo Morton. With first class honours, Adam Mundell. Mercy Makanwara Murepa. Siduduzile Petronella Nkubi. With first class honours, Rebecca O'Brien. Abigail Parr. With first class honours, Anisha Patel. With first class honours, Claire Pickersgill. With first class honours, Aisha Aliyah Powell. Ashley Price. Stacey Ann Quinn. Zara Rafiq. Caroline Reid. Gemma Roberts. Hannah Rushton. Amy Lowe's Sangster. Lucy Sargent. With first class honours, Emma Sherman. Kelly Simpson. Joanne Tracy Sinnott. With first class honours, Richard Smith. Sarah Jane Smith. Edenaid Soares. Demi Lee Taylor. Stephanie Chancho. Amy Louise Teasdale. Nadine Thomas. With first class honours, Charlotte Andrea Thompson. With first class honours, Bethany Jane Turner. Emma Jane Turner. With first class honours, Claire Ann Walton. Gemma Louise Whale. With first class honours, Charlotte Wickens. Charlotte Sylvia Marie Williams. With first class honours, Gary Wright. Naomi Nadine Wright. Shada Zaman. With first class honours, Ravimbo Zuva. Shauna Kay Webley. Bachelor of Science with honours in Nursing RN, Becky Marie Ann Partridge. Iram Sajid. Bachelor of Science with honours in Nursing Child, with first class honours, Katie Rebecca Ansell. Claire Elizabeth Bell. Amara Bayat. With first class honours, Alice Rose Blakely. With first class honours, Katie Louise Ebanks. Dominique Marie Fardy. Nicola Fisher. With first class honours, Natalie Foster. With first class honours, Rebecca Hall. Claire Louise Harris. With first class honours, Gemma Harrison. Amy Haycock. With first class honours, Charlotte Louise Jacob. With first class honours, Charlotte Laura Jones. With first class honours, Charlotte Sherelle Lloydell. Fiona Murphy. Lindsay Johan Nate Abdullah Salam. With first class honours, Wendy Obbs Osborne. With first class honours, Alexandra Phillips. With first class honours, Tracy Lee Civil. With first class honours, Jennifer Smith. Laura Rose Smith. Aisha Thomas. Bachelor of Science with honours in Nursing, Learning Disabilities. With first class honours, Joshua Johan Kernahan. Amalara Medea Shanola. Uzma Tanzil. Lakeisha Chanel Cordell Tinker. Dylan Kane Singh Tut. With first class honours, Verity Elizabeth Woodhouse. Bachelor of Science with honours in Nursing, Mental Health. With first class honours, Sophie Jane Chipperfield. With first class honours, Lauren Davis. With first class honours, Diane Barbara Edwards. With first class honours, Ida Tambengwa Eno. Andrea Jade Hewers. With first class honours, Laura Marie Fitzgerald. With first class honours, Edward Freshwater. With first class honours, Rachel Gilbertthorpe. With first class honours, Stephen Brian Granger. Louise Joyce. Alice Kadzamira. With first class honours, Eleanor Sarah Lowe. Tandoy and Kosi Nkubi. Hayatsari Patrick Gove. Sandra Tina Owusu. With first class honours, Sophie Amelia Philpott. With first class honours, Stephanie Pitt. With first class honours, Amy Louise Sargent. With first class honours, Nicola Sawowski. Sarunzai Tarara. With first class honours, Cara Todd. With first class honours, Samantha Jane Wyatt. Bachelor of Science with honours in Radiotherapy, Kashif Ali. This concludes the first presentation of award holders from the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work Professions.
This completes the first presentation of awards to students from the School of Midwifery, Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work Professions.
We are this afternoon delighted to be conferring the award of Doctor of the University upon the Right Reverend John Stroyan. I now call upon the University Orator to give the citation.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, today we confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on the Right Reverend John Stroyan, Anglican Bishop of Warwick. Ladies and gentlemen, we all treasure that well-known imperative, practice what you preach. It's code for authenticity, for the avoidance of hypocrisy, a weapon to be used against any guardian of public morality found to have fingers in the till or even trousers round the ankles. Like Polonius's advice in Hamlet, to thine own self be true, it rings particularly true on days like this one, when lives are being shaped, futures determined, certainties sought. Everyone here today, lecturer or student, parent or friend, would like to think they practice what they preach. But the more you dwell on that phrase, the more you understand a strange assumption it contains about sequence, as though our actions, our practices always emanate from our ideas, from what we say we think is right or proper. But in fact, you could argue the truest test of practicing what you preach, the best kite mark of a truly authentic life, is when it happens the other way round, when your ideas are formed by doing, such that the distinction between the two becomes completely invisible. And such a life has been led by our guest of honour today, John Stroyan. If you look at his educational career, you might suppose that the future Bishop of Warwick was destined for more material kinds of power. Born a Scot, he went to Harrow, then to the University of St Andrews, and perhaps the very privileges of those places awakened in him an unease, a sense that there was, to quote Shakespeare again, a world elsewhere, a call on his talent that the worldly, the merely worldly, could not answer. So he became a youth worker. He started in maybe the most unlikely place, the island of Iona, which is so densely populated, of course, that he must have got to know every youth there in the first couple of days. Then to the greater challenge of Edinburgh, where he combined youth work with a lifelong passion for theatre, writing and directing plays for the Edinburgh Festival, and even persuading the Scottish Arts Council to take one of them to Canada. He had time working with the homeless, and then with the church-based housing association in Manchester, practicing the work of helping the poor, the outcast, and the destitute led him naturally to preaching. He studied for the ministry here in Birmingham at the Queen's Foundation in Edgbaston. A curacy in Coventry followed, then a stint as vicar of St Jad's in Smethwick. A period as rural dean in Oxfordshire showed his considerable talent not just for ministering to the helpless, but for the kind of organisation and political guile required in the senior ranks of any profession, and so it was that in 2005 he became Bishop of Warwick. Now, if you visit the Episcopal website, you'll find a picture of Bishop John cuddling a small black homeless puppy, acquired when he had ventured out to bless, of all things, a new bread oven. You never know where kindness may lead if you believe in it strongly enough. And on the same website, you'll find a lovely sermon he preached in Shakespeare's home church of the Holy Trinity at Stratford-on-Avon, which shows a lover of the theatre of life reaching deep into the Shakespearean ecosystem for truths that bind all people, not blinded by the prospect of material success above all else. And while this doesn't necessarily seem a great message for today's assembly of highly educated graduates, it is, in Bishop John's words, the fools and the clowns in Shakespeare who are the bearers of truth. So whatever success today's graduates may crave, whatever riches they may accrue, whatever profile they may enjoy in the world, may they all remember that the mark of true greatness is service and humility, and that the mark of practicing what you preach is to have practiced long and hard before you ever thought about preaching. So, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues and graduands, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor to confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on John Stroyan.
As Vice-Chancellor, I exercise the authority of our academic board and confer the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa on the Right Reverend John Stroyan. I now invite the Chancellor to present the degree parchment and the commemorative medal. Well, that completes the conferment of the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa, and I'm delighted that Bishop John will be addressing the congregation later in this afternoon's proceedings. But we now continue, and therefore I invite Professor Ian Blair again to present our award holders and the Chancellor to receive our students.
I now invite Albert Moylan to the lectern for the second presentation of award holders from the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work professions.
Bachelor of Science with Honours in Social Work, Deborah Agbozo. Afsana Akhtar. Saima Akhtar. Salma Begum. Lakbir Vato. Leonie Natasha Brown. Emma Canny. Elizabeth Anna Christopher. Shireen Cunningham. Ian Saul Daka. Sheena K. Douglas. Kimberly Emma East. Rebecca Eastwell. Kirsty Louise Edwards. Laura Evans. Jade Louise Foxhall. Gemma Gale. Molly Hassel. Nazmin Hussain. Estella Johns. Alexandra Johnson. Kirandeep Kaur. Charlotte Helen Lee. With first-class honours, Gabriel Madzima. Luis Manhambra. With first-class honours, Richard Gerald Martin. Lloyd Mazivin Hanga. Claire Frances McGrean. Chloe Ann McLean. Cherie McMahon. Paul Mullins. With first-class honours, Kulikele Nkube. Catherine Angela Owen. Leah Parsons. Amanda Petrakite. Aram Aaron Kadir, Chelsea Regan, Amelda Jane Riley, Kaylee Erin Richards, Roberta Richards. With first class honours, Nicola Felicia Scarlett, Joanne Sedgwick, Abby Louise Short, Julie Angela Simpson, Nicola Smith, Lauren Jody Sunderland, Tendai Nikita Tenjende, Yasmin Thorpe, Carl Tomlinson, Danielle Laura Valente, Hannah Joy Peter Warwick, Charlotte Windmill, Jacqueline Antonio Wright, Eukaria Nairadzo Jishiri, Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Vicky Ann Carter. With distinction, Rachel Cox, Sean Duffy, Sally Ann Earp, Laura Jane Edge, Emma Louise Edwards, Denise Kathleen Mary Fitzmaurice, Kate Hemming Vaughan, Carly Roma Holmes, Aaron Jordan, Siobhan Kinan, Kelly Louise Lennon, Nicola Chantel Russell, Rachel Louise Wong, Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Acute Care, Jill Eva Brown. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Adult Critical Care, Jerly Carino. Kirsty Alice Gibbons. Tricia Marie King. Samantha Jane Nolan. Maria Teresa Scullion. Kaylee Joan Wadrup. With distinction, Sarah Louise Yates. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Cardiac Care, Michelle Adams. Raymond DeCara. Precious Mandonga. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Clinical Neurosciences, Rachel Susan Deves. With distinction, Amy Elizabeth Ryder. Rachel Sawyer. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Coronary Care, Daniel Bradshaw. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Diabetes Care, Dahaba Hassan Aden. Olaremi Olabise Amusan. Rebecca Angelique Mullings. Beatrice Ngala. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare Hematology, Marie Dawn Kenna. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare Hematology and Cancer Care, Ashia B. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Health Policy Management and Leadership, Masimba Kamba. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Infection Prevention and Control, Zoe Kim Richards. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Pain Management, Hansa Ramji Haradsrai Patel. Naomi Mimi Odetsi. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Palliative and End-of-Life Care, Jennifer Louise Evitz. Tafadzwa Marumba. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions and Healthcare, Perioperative Practice, with distinction, Kimberly Louise Breyer. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Plastic and Malleoxyfacial Surgery, Faye Elizabeth Richards. My apologies, Faye Elizabeth Edwards. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Tissue Viability, Joanne Berry. Samantha Jane Goodman. Bachelor of Science in Dimensions in Healthcare, Trauma and Orthopedics, Sheba Arshal. Kimberly Davis. Bachelor of Science in Management of Childhood Diabetes, with distinction, Lucy Aldoas. Michelle Ann Dady. Abigail Mitchell. Marilyn Nathan. Bachelor of Science in Mental Health Studies, Adult Mental Health, Paige Amanda Owens. Fiona Mary Rochelle. William James Wilson. Diploma of Higher Education in Nursing, Lauren Elizabeth Jones. Suad Mohammed. Hebu Noor. Annika Louise Powell. Neelam Rashid Vadgama. Dorrit Nadine Sewell. Certificate of Higher Education in Studies in Healthcare, with distinction, Timothy Daniel Canty. Lethwin Matinsey. With distinction, Leila Razayi. Tasija Tekele. Diploma of Higher Education in Nursing, Elizabeth Mary Mannion. Certificate of Higher Education in Studies in Healthcare, Rebecca Elaine Billingham. Advanced Diploma in Professional Studies and Dimensions in Healthcare, Angela Louise Bentz. Advanced Diploma in Professional Studies and Dimensions in Healthcare, Clinical Neurosciences, Leslie Jane Harris. Advanced Diploma in Professional Studies in Dimensions in Healthcare, Health Policy Management and Leadership, Tony Hardwick. Advanced Diploma in Professional Studies and Dimensions in Healthcare, Neonatal Critical Care, Meanie Phillip. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Alicia Reid. This concludes the presentation of award holders from the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work Professions.
This completes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences. As Executive Dean of the Faculty, I would like to extend my own congratulations to all of the university's graduates who are with us here today. Now that you've received your awards, you join a community of thousands of Birmingham City University alumni around the world. We will follow your careers with interest and look forward to celebrating your successes with you throughout your lives. Our alumni make a real difference across the globe in a variety of ways. The Birmingham City University Alumni of the Year scheme recognises graduates whose achievements and contribution to the community have been outstanding. For this month's ceremonies, the university has named 6 Alumni of the Year, and I am delighted to present one of them to you today. Claire Johnson completed her BSc Honours in Speech and Language Therapy in 2010. Today we are recognising her as one of our Alumni of the Year in a category of Community Engagement and Leadership. Claire always cherished an ambition to be a speech and language therapist, but wasn't able to pursue it straight away. After 10 years as a dental nurse and starting a family, Claire decided to pursue her dream. She went back to college, completed an Access to Science course, which meant she could then come to us as a mature student for the course that she had always wanted to do. After graduation, Claire worked as a teaching assistant in a school for young people with learning difficulties and social, emotional and behavioural disorders, where she helped to raise awareness of speech, language and communication needs across the school. The school were so impressed with her, they employed her as a newly qualified therapist. As Claire moved from the structured support of the university's life to independent practice, she recognised a gap in her professional community. Newly qualified practitioners looking for their first post could benefit from encouragement and resources, especially at a time of major cuts to funding. They needed a support network. So Claire set one up. She created a group on Facebook to encourage networking and sharing of advice, which had several hundred members signed up within days. Now nearly 2,000 members regularly share research, updates from the Royal College of Speech and Language Therapists and job opportunities. Claire's spirited advocacy of her profession has also led to active membership of Giving Voice, the national campaign from the Royal College of Speech and Language Therapists to raise awareness of the transformational impact of speech and language therapy. She has met with her local MP to raise awareness of funding cuts to NHS services. And she's also been an enthusiastic member of the West Midlands Royal College of Speech and Language Therapist Hub, a new initiative to bring together therapists at a regional level to form networks and collaborations. It is always so hard to choose nominees for this award from among our many, many health graduates. The professions you go into are those which make a huge difference to people's lives every day, simply by you doing your job. Claire does that too, of course, but today we recognise her energy and initiative in making a difference to the profession itself. For this reason, I am delighted to name Claire as one of Birmingham City University's Alumni of the Year, and now invite the Chancellor to present the commemorative parchment. I now invite our honorary award recipient, the Right Reverend John Stroylan, to address the congregation.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I want to say is a huge congratulations and well done to all of you who have just graduated. You should be proud of yourselves. I hope you are. The university is, and thousands of people up there are. And I'm sure there have been a number of wet eyes as you have received your degree. You have done so well. I often think of university as where you learn to learn. And there is always more learning to be done. The more I learn, the more I know I have to learn. You have worked hard, you've applied yourselves, and you have achieved. And these are all standing you in good stead, not just for what has been, but for what will be. The second thing I want to say is that I am hugely honoured and thrilled to be given this award by this particular university, this thriving and growing university, which is making such a difference to the real lives of people in Birmingham, in the West Midlands, and, as we were hearing earlier, indeed in many parts of the world. This university is making a huge difference, and I'm deeply honoured to be part of your community now. And the third thing I want to say is I am particularly thrilled and delighted to be part of this ceremony with this faculty's graduation. Why? Because there is nothing more important than health and education. What you are doing, because I know many of you have already started, what you will do makes a difference to the quality of life, of individual lives, and of the community. It reflects something, I believe, of the spirit of Mary Seacole, who, as you will know, set up a hospital, which she called a hotel, in the battlefields of Crimea. And she nursed not only the British, French, and Turkish troops who were on one side, but she nursed also the Russian wounded as well, who were on the other side. Through this, she revealed that every human being matters. And as health and educational professionals, this is what you will be doing. You will be revealing that human life matters, that every single human life matters. There is nothing more important than health and education. It is the foundation of a healthy society. We all need to be nurtured and cared for in body, mind, and spirit. Health and education do all of those things. Talking of education, someone told me a story of an education encounter that didn't go quite right. It was in a primary school. The teacher was teaching about whales, not the country, the enormous mammals. And in the course of her lesson, she explained that whales, even though they're enormous mammals, couldn't actually swallow a human being whole. And there was a boy in the class who had read his Bible and knew the story of Jonah being swallowed by the whale. So he said, "No, miss, that's not true. A whale can swallow a human being." She said, "No, it's not possible." The boy insisted, "Yes, it is possible. It happened." The teacher said, "No, just not possible." And then the boy said, "Well, when I get to heaven, I'll ask Jonah." To which the teacher rather mischievously replied, "Well, what if he went to hell?" To which the little boy responded, "Well, you ask him." Yours are giving professions, not taking professions, of which I could but will not name a few. You will be giving to the individuals in front of you, who you're nursing, who you're teaching, who you're caring for. And through that, you'll be giving and contributing to community life, to the well-being of society. Actually, as human beings, despite the way we so often behave, are actually made deep down to give and to love. As a Christian, I would say that's because we're made in the image of God, the giver of all good things, and who is love. But whether or not you are a person of faith, this seems to have been confirmed by much university research. Many universities in the last 10 years have been researching what makes for human well-being. One of the experiments conducted in Warwick, and I think a version of it was also conducted in Harvard in America, had a number of people, all of whom were given the same amount of money, and half of this group were told to go and spend it on yourself. The other half of that group were told, give this money to someone or some organization that you think really need it or deserves it. So they duly went and did what they were told. Half of the group spent the money on themselves, something that they wanted. The other half spent it on or gave it to a person or a community that really needed it. And then they reported back. And which of those groups do you suppose revealed the greatest amount of inner well-being when they returned? I think you have probably guessed it's those who gave the money away. When we give, when we love, when we serve, and you are all in serving professions, we receive. That is the spiritual law. When we give, we receive. The way of the world says when you give something away, you have less. It diminishes you. So take, gain. But the deeper spiritual law of every human being is when we give, when we love, when we serve humanity and those in need, we become bigger on the inside. Our hearts grow. We gain. We receive. When we give, we receive. Yours are giving professions. And when we give, we become our true selves. Something changes on the inside. We don't feel worse. Selfishness actually makes us feel worse, and certainly those around us feel worse. But when we give, when we share, when we serve, when we help, that has a knock-on effect. Inner contentment leads to generosity. Generosity leads to inner contentment. Inner contentment leads to doing new things. The people up in these rows, the thousands of you there, probably not many down here, may know that in 1987 something rather special happened in Coventry. And that is, or for Coventry, Coventry City, the Sky Blues, won the FA Cup final. And I used to live next to the football ground, and when Coventry won the FA Cup final, the whole city was alive and alight and full of hope and joy, and everyone was talking to strangers. But more than that, in the next 3 months, output in industry went up 30% in many of the factories. Because when people feel good about themselves, good within themselves, when you and I feel good within ourselves, we will be generous. Things around us will change. Your professions give you the opportunity to help people feel good within themselves. Which brings me back to the motto, your motto, which has already been mentioned by the Vice-Chancellor, Age quod agis. Whatever you are doing, do well, do in a focused way. Some of you know of Banksy, who has done all sorts of external art on walls. He's a famous artist. And I have a copy of one of his paintings, which is of a young couple. They're embracing each other, a young couple supposedly in love and together. They're embracing each other, but behind each other's necks, they are focusing on their smartphone. And that, to me, typifies a danger of current Western and increasingly Eastern culture, which is the diffusion of attention. We can apparently be focusing on one person, but really on our smartphone. And this is happening all of the time. You have the opportunity when someone is in front of you, someone who needs to learn to be transformed. Wonderful, the theme of this university is transformation. You will help people in their transformation in life through your healing work, through your teaching work, the many different, wonderful, rich variety of degrees you've got, but they're all serving and to do with the quality of life. You will help people to know that they matter. Do what you do in a focused way. So the person in front of you, we know, I've sometimes been in a hospital and the doctor in his white coat has, I felt, treated me a bit as an object. I'm going back many, many years. But the person who made me feel best because she treated me as a human being was the woman who brought me tea in hospital beds. You can, but not only by what you do, but the way that you do it, you can make a huge difference in the lives of those who come before you. There's an ancient song, well, not really ancient, called It Ain't What You Do, It's the Way That You Do It that counts. Ella Fitzgerald and then other people have sung that. But that's true. What you will be doing will serve people. And every one of us, I guess, in here will be really glad, because I guess everyone here will come before one of you at some stage needing your professional help. That's a thought, isn't it? And well done. We will do it with confidence now you have graduated and will continue to grow. You will make the world a better place, not only by what you do, but also by the way that you do it. Finally, there is something even more important than what you do and the way that you do it, and that is you. You are uniquely precious, each one of you. We don't have to justify our human existence by our work. Your work is hugely important and will enrich and bless and help so many people. But even more important than your work at one level is you as a human being. You are precious, you are unique. No one else in the world has been made like you. No one else can treat others in the way that you will. No one else can love others in the way that you do and will. So look after yourself. Don't let the world around you suck you into its mold. And I would say, and I'd say this to people of faith and people of no faith, take time, even if it's only 2 minutes every morning before the day crowds in with all you've got to do, is just to be still. Just to be still and to know that you are unique, that you are loved, you are important, so that your work and your life flows not out of compulsiveness and trying to live up to others' expectations, but from a peace that is within you. And if you have that peace, others will pick it up from you and through you. So very many congratulations to each one of you. Let your light shine, and may you, I dare to say, as a bishop, I pray that you will all thrive, not only in what you do, but in the people that you continue to become. Thank you.
Dr. Stroyan, thank you so much, and we're privileged to have you now a member of the Birmingham City University community. And thank you so much also for your wise words, your guiding words to you all this afternoon. I must also add that it was marvellous watching you all cross this stage this afternoon. You're such a smart and confident set of graduates, and I'm sure you will go on to have really successful careers. And it's also quite clear as I watched you all cross the stage and looking out at you all in the seats now, is that your professions really are about girl power, aren't they? And so in congratulating you, I want to make a special congratulations to the men who managed to cross the stage, because you're few and far between. And talking of which, I'd now like to invite Adam Mundell, who graduated this afternoon from the BSc Honours Nursing Programme, to address you, our congregation. Adam.
Good afternoon, academic staff, graduates, family, friends. My name is Adam Mundell, and I'm a graduate, as you've just heard, of the BSc Honours Adult Nursing Programme. On behalf of the graduates and guests here today, I would like to thank a number of people. I would like to start by thanking our Chancellor. Thank you for taking the time out of your demanding schedule to attend our ceremony today. We are grateful for the interest you have shown in our achievements and for helping to make this a truly memorable occasion for us all. I would like to thank the honorary doctorate recipient, the Right Reverend John Stroyan, thank you, for sharing some of his thoughts and experiences with us, and to congratulate Claire Johnston as one of our Alumni of the Year recipients. I'm sure that they've given us some food for thought as we take the first steps into our respective careers. I would also like to thank our talented musicians from the Birmingham Conservatoire, directed by Professor Chris Halding. They've helped create a wonderful atmosphere here today for our special day. So would you please all join me in giving them a warm round of applause. During our studies, we've been helped along the way by a huge number of academic and support staff. Therefore, our sincere thanks must go to you all for your guidance, your expertise, and your enthusiasm in your subjects. Thank you. I personally would not have been able to complete this course without the encouragement and the support that my family and friends have given me. I'm sure that each of my fellow students here will also want to express feelings of gratitude towards their family and friends for the support that they've had during their student journeys. So, if you would all like to stand up, please. Turn, face your family and friends, and please give them a warm round of applause. You can all sit down again now. This graduation is a celebration of our achievements, and it marks the end of our time here as students. But it also marks the beginning of an amazing journey. As we leave Birmingham City University and begin the next phase of our lives, I know that we will all take away not just the academic excellence and real-world skills that we've learned here, but also many fond and treasured memories, experiences and friendships. I send my warmest congratulations to everyone here and wish you all the success in your future careers. I would now like to invite the Chancellor to close the ceremony. Thank you very much.
You came in as students. Today you leave as graduates. Congratulations. But a big congratulations go to all the people that go to support you from the time you were born all the way up. Always thinking about what you need to be educated to. But now you will grasp the nettle. But today and yesterday, I learnt a new word. I learnt it a long time ago. It's called female power. I've never seen so many females in the last few days. I think if you start being where I've been in the last 24 hours, you start realising how many young ladies are going through this university, all with degrees, BScs, BAs. So congratulations, girls. Girls' power is coming ahead, and so it should be. You've long been part of our society, and be part of it. Go out there, reach out. The changes you will see will be far beyond my comprehension. I have enough trouble with the mobile phone. How it's never gone through a window is the biggest miracle. I think Service Birmingham just dreading the day when it comes back to them smashed up. 3 have gone back dead so far, but we keep going. But you will have to grasp the changes. You proved by getting your BScs, BAs, etc., that you've got that ability. The changes you can see or will see are just astounding. So grasp them, learn them. And that many of you will be part of those changes. And that's what's needed. You have to start thinking in different ways. You've all got those abilities. We've seen so many problems coming about in our society, health-wise, the elderly, catching all the different things. Touch wood, I haven't gone totally crazy yet. That'll come now. But everybody, all the best for the future. Whoops, nearly poked my eyes out. I'll do it one day. That'd have been all right this morning. The opticians were going through. Anyway, I now declare this congregation closed. We should be grateful if you could stand while the stage procession now leaves the hall. All the best for the future.